Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and talk about decentralized finance. How about a bank being built on top of the XRP ledger? Oh, yes, indeedy, my friends. Here's the headline from Crypto Newsflash, and this is pretty awesome. Trustline is building a blockchain community bank on the XRP ledger. I tell you what, guys, I know what I hate, and I don't hate this. How about real-world utility? How about that? And look, and this is how I will articulate along the way. I personally believe that this will be good for the long-term viability and price action of XRP. I certainly acknowledge today that retail speculators do not give a flip about utility of any cryptocurrency. They really don't. It's a bunch of FOMOing in and panic selling and complete lack of research from most people. And they're just stupid money. Just a bunch of stupid money. Which is really a strong indicator of a nascent asset class. Is the degree to which this crypto asset class is brand new and people on the whole have not figured it out, don't know which cryptocurrencies are going to have long-term viability. It still is, even 12 years in, it's early days. But ultimately, as the asset class matures, there will be an increased importance placed upon problems actually being solved by cryptocurrencies. And so those cryptos that do solve problems will have long-term viability because that represents value. And so the asset that makes that happen deserves to be traded in perpetuity, and those assets will, so long as they're useful. And certainly to me, it looks like XRP, as long as it keeps going down this very positive path in terms of real-world adoption, I think it could be here decades from now in a meaningful global way. No way to know for sure. That's part of the gamble in participating in all of this. It's part of the risk. But I'm optimistic, I'd say. I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who likes talking about Ripple and XRP and crypto-related topics and stories all up here on the YouTubes. Just as a fun hobby. That is all that it is. In we go. Even if the SEC certainly doesn't like to hear it, the ecosystem around the XRP ledger is growing even without the involvement of Ripple. The project that has certainly received the most attention in recent months is Flare Networks. The project, led by Hugo Fillon, brings smart contracts to the ledger and thus enables decentralized finance, for example. Now, in this regard, Flare Finance was the first project to announce the use of Flare Networks functionalities to build a decentralized finance ecosystem around lending and borrowing. Trustline is developing a different use case based on Flare Networks. And this is interesting. Seriously, guys. The team announced via Twitter that it is developing Probity, a blockchain community bank. Now, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I looked at this. It's Probity, so I was like, Probity? Tomato. I don't freaking know. So I guess I'll go with Probity, because why the hell not? Anyway, a testnet is expected to be released within the next few weeks. The mainnet, in turn, is expected to launch at the same time as Flare Networks mainnet. Probity users will be able to use crypto as savings or bank capital that can be converted into loans. In addition, users can make P2P payments through the Trustline smartphone app and extend credit without banking institutions to people you trust. Users can thus give each other loans, or IOUs, and settle them via XRP. How about that? Settle them via XRP. Does that sound like utility? And do you think that utility matters? Because I do. Again, it doesn't matter sufficiently to people today in terms of their speculating. But ultimately, yeah, it's going to matter, especially as you have more complex investors into this space. Do you think that they're going to buy with the same emotional shortcomings of retail speculators? Or do you think that institutional investors, the more that they jump into this, are going to invest based on fundamentals? What do you think they're going to do? I know what my answer is. Anyway. But, users can thus give each other loans and settle them via XRP and at a later date via USDF. To make it as easy as possible to use, the Trustline app uses PayString technology. That's a Ripple technology. And actually, let me just pause to show you guys. I'm sure many of you are aware at this point, but there's so many people entering the XRP community that I'm sure some people listening are like, what the hell is a PayString? Well, here you go. Here's the website, paystring.org. And this was originally called PayID, by the way, but turns out that name was already taken by an entity in Australia, and there were some legal filings, and Ripple acquiesced, probably rightfully so, and change this the name of this from PayID to PayString. But basically the concept of this, and I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, but just so people have like a very bare bones at a minimum fundamental understanding of what this is, it's kind of like, you know how easy it is to send an email no matter what email server a user has? You just type in the name. For example, it could be alice@example.com, right? I'm just making that up, right? And so what they have as an example on the screen here is if you're going to send money instead, you'd type in alice$example.com. So it would be kind of like an email address, and you can move value actually quickly. And so this technology already exists. It's being used today. Ripple was really pushing for this, and they got a coalition of, I can't remember how many, it may have been like 40 to start anyway. I think that's right. I'd have to look it up to be honest with you. But anyway, so that's what they're talking about here. So Trustline app is using PayString technology. Then the app has been available in a private beta since January 5th. And then let me share with you the actual tweets from this is the official Trustline, official Trustline account right here. Trustline is building Probity, a blockchain community bank. Probity accepts crypto as savings deposits or as bank equity that can be converted into loan assets. The Trustline app allows you to save and spend using Probity. Deposit your crypto in a high-yield savings account or borrow the RI stablecoin to pay anyone in-app or by SMS. It's the same concept as a fiat savings account and credit card, but without middlemen. So think about that. Pay people via text message. That's what they're talking about here. It's the internet of value, my friends. This is what Ripple's talking about. This is a huge part of it. The internet of value is the idea of value being able to flow around, money being able to flow around the planet as easily as it is to send an email or a text message today. That's in a nutshell what it is. And this is the evolution of it. So it would be neat to see this take hold, especially with XRP being a core component to this anyway. Then they wrote testnet launching within the next couple of weeks, followed by the mainnet launch following the Flare network mainnet launch. And so it all goes together here. And then here's a couple more tweets from Trustline. Trustline is using Probity, a blockchain community bank. Probity accepts crypto as savings deposit or as bank equity that can be converted into loan assets. The Trustline app, that's the part that I highlighted, I'm sorry. So somebody asked a question here. Will Trustline link to other exchanges to allow the smooth transfer of digital assets? To which Trustline responded, we are looking into the possibility of allowing users to buy XRP and FLR, so that'd be the Spark token, in-app with fiat. This goal is still a long ways off, but a key part of the overall vision. So it'll be like an all-in-one spot. That's really cool stuff right there. I would love to see this adopted. Every little bit of real-world adoption will functionally matter for the long-term viability of XRP. Because the more people use XRP, the more people that hold it, the less that's available on exchanges. My friends, it just makes the supply and demand dynamics of this all take place. If more people are using it and if more is being held by businesses and institutions, it'll just make XRP that much more scarce. There'll be that much less available for trade on the market. So you know what that means. Ultimately, in a world where XRP continues to be adopted, one would certainly think higher price, greater liquidity, and higher price, a blend of those two things. But anyway, I will go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.